Hello, my friend. I'm so excited to dive into this week's podcast episode for you on this week's astrology. It's a bit of a slower week, yet we still have some major things happening in the sky. And in this episode, I'll be going through the major transits of this week. I will then talk about how I shifted into an abundance mindset and doubled my income in my wellness business in a year. I will then end off this podcast episode with a tarot reading of what energy to embrace, what energy to let go of. So let's just dive right into it. Starting off with the transits of this week, we have Mars entering Leo on November 4th. If you have not listened to last week's episode on Mars retrograde and talking about the preview of that, go listen to that episode. It's so juicy. Yet Mars entering Leo is going to really shift how we work and how we date. Now, with Mars and Leo, this is a more confident energy. This is the energy we kind of need right now. I do want to give you a heads up. We are in the Mars retrograde shadow period. So whatever happens to you now with Mars entering Leo, we are going to be revisiting that in April 2025. So pay attention to what happens to you this month. I will say Mars entering Leo is going to give us this more passionate drive to be creative, to get things done. This is a really great energy for presenting work, for doing more creative work. I do feel like businesses are going to really step it up in terms of this. And this could look like working on your branding or presenting your work even more. In terms of dating, this is honestly a really affectionate energy. This, I will say, is someone showering you with more words of affirmation. This is someone who makes a plan. This is someone who sets up a date. This is someone who's very encouraging and really uplifts you. So I feel like dates are going to be a lot more fun right now. I think with Mars and Cancer energy, people might have wanted to do more at-home dates. And I will say some people could have been a bit more wishy-washy or a bit more indecisive, whereas Mars in Leo is self-assured. I will say the dark side of Mars in Leo is arrogance. It could also come off as self-centered. So keep this in mind. This could look like if you go on a new date with someone, they're only talking about themselves. Yet I don't see that happening that often. Just be aware of this. However, I really feel like Mars and Leo is kind of that boost of energy we kind of need right now in terms of dating. And with Mars retrograde happening on December 6th, I do want to caution you that that is going to be a time we think about exes coming back. It might be a little bit more difficult to meet someone new. People from your past can come back around. So even though we're in the Mars retrograde shadow period, I will say go have some fun with this energy. I will also say this is a beautiful energy to take yourself out on a date. This is a beautiful energy to hype yourself up, to speak loving words of affirmations to yourself, to go out with friends, to go to a costume party. This is a really fun energy. I'll be diving deeper into this energy, especially with the Mars retrograde happening next month, closer to the date. So stay tuned for that. I'm calling Mars retrograde in Leo the plot twist of 2024. I always feel like a lot of surprises can come up with a Mars retrograde. You're already getting some themes of this month. So pay attention to what is coming up for you. And potentially, you might already be reconnecting with people from your past with this energy. Now, on November 6th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius trine the North Node in Aries. This is a very inspiring energy. This is us really thinking about our long-term vision of what would give us more fulfillment, what would bring us more of what we desire. This is an energy of us feeling really pulled to speak our truth, to share our voice, to think about what we want to study that would bring in what we desire. So maybe we're thinking more about potentially teaching, going back to school, or even taking a new course. This could also look like reading a new book or listening to more podcasts, or really trying to find something that really motivates us to step more into what we really want for ourselves. So what kind of life do we want for ourselves? With the North Node in Aries, we are really pulled to focus on our desires. How can we put ourselves first? How can we show up in our most authentic truth and really be the version of ourselves that is more bold and honest and leads with conviction and with our heart? This is a really exciting transit. I would love to hear what happens for you. Then on November 7th, pay attention to what happens for you this day, because this is when the Mercury shadow period begins. Mercury doesn't start its retrograde until November 25th. However, whatever happens to you on November 7th is going to be revisited. So pay attention, take note of what happens to you on this day. I will be sharing an exclusive episode on Mercury retrograde soon, so stay tuned for that. Yet, I want you to know, with a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, feelings can get hurt. It's really, really important right now to watch our words. Mercury is uncomfortable traditionally in the sign of Sagittarius, and the dark side of this is people can be really blunt, very honest, and this can ruffle up some feathers. However, I do feel like this is an energy where we could be thinking about past travels, we could be really thinking about how we are spiritually connected more. I see a lot of themes around education with this energy, so maybe you're thinking about people you used to go to school with. Maybe you're reassessing a course that you're currently taking or a current program you're taking. Maybe you are going back to a previous program that you already purchased or a program that you wanted to purchase. I feel like this is going to be a deeply spiritual Mercury retrograde of figuring out how can we stop thinking that the grass is greener on the other side? How can we remain more present and really see how much freedom we already have and how we can tune into the state of bliss by staying present? Now, on November 9th, Venus in Sagittarius is square Neptune in Pisces. So I want to give you a heads up. This can feel a bit uncomfortable. This can add some confusion when it comes to our love life and our finances. So this could be a time where you have to really double check your credit card bill. You have to see, where are these expenses coming from? I see some people needing to report credit card fraud. I'm so sorry to say that. So please protect your credit cards. Please double check what is happening with your money, especially around this date. This could also add some anxiety around our finances. So this would be a good time to really see where that's stemming from, to really remind yourself that you're safe and how can you feel more safe. In terms of love, this could look like some confusion with a certain partner. This could also look like maybe a partner is traveling and we're feeling some anxiety from that. Now, I will say, if you want to use this energy to your advantage, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy to make art, to listen to music, to tune into your spirituality, to really do some deep healing work around money and around your money mindset. This is a great energy to really deeply reflect on any wounds around your sense of worthiness, especially when it comes to money and love. This is also great energy to really do some meditations around this and to really visualize, what kind of future do you want for yourself? What does this look like in terms of money and love? How can you show yourself more compassion and grace? How can you feel that energy that you want to feel already, no matter what your situation is? So maybe this is really feeling gratitude for what you currently have. Maybe this is just feeling more loved and supported because you know you're always going to have your own back. How can you remind yourself of this? Really great to keep in mind. Now, those are the major transits of this week. I think we're still going to feel a bit of that new moon in Scorpio energy. So go back to last week's episode if you haven't listened to it yet, because I go really deep into that new moon in Scorpio chart for you. It is going to be a less hectic week. I feel like we're going to slow things down with that Mercury retrograde shadow period. And because we're entering the Mercury retrograde shadow period this week, I do want to give you a heads up to double check your emails, double check your contracts, double check anything you're signing. Really make sure you are conscious of what you're saying to other people. Make sure you're trying to not rush the process, because with the Mercury retrograde shadow period, I think we're already going to slow things down a bit. This is interesting because I do think that Mars in Leo is going to want us to speed things up. So what's important right now is to balance out your energy and to make sure you are not in this hustle mode. So those are the transits of the week. So for this week's topic, I wanted to focus on how I shifted into an abundance mindset and really doubled my income in my astrology practice. Now, I did talk a little bit about this in last week's episode, yet I want to reiterate that a lot of this work was mindset work. Your mindset is so, so important when you're running your own business. If you do not believe it's possible to get to your goals, you are right, because that is your mindset. You have to actually believe that it's possible. You have to believe in yourself enough that you will reach your goals, right? And I think where most people tend to get stuck is they give up too soon. They don't believe in themselves enough. They don't know how to move through that energy, because your mindset really does affect your energetics and vice versa. You need to be doing the energetic work, the mindset work, and also the strategy behind things, because if you do not have all of these things, it's going to be a lot harder for you. It might also take a lot longer to reach your goals, and that is totally okay, yet it's really reminding yourself that some things do take time. There are instances where you can timeline jump, and that could help immensely. Yet I want to go back and just focus on what has really helped me. And I want to talk a bit about how I improved my money mindset, because this is something that I'm still healing through. And I want to be really honest with you. I want to share as much as possible to help you reach your goals, because we can all win. I think that is also a misconception, right? Like, people are competition, or if you have that belief, it's rewriting that to know that we can all succeed. We can all win. Remind yourself of this. A really, really good belief to instill in yourself. Now, for myself, my biggest issue in terms of making money for my business has been me not charging enough for my services. This has also been me feeling like I have to work harder to make more money. Now, what's important to know when you identify money beliefs is, where does this stem from? For myself, it's been me witnessing my mother being the sole provider of my family and working super, super hard most of her life. Most of my childhood, I rarely saw my mom. She was mainly working, and I rarely spent quality time with her. I did spend some quality time with her, but I remember most of my life, she was so busy working. She just kept telling me, we don't have enough money. I have to work. I have to provide for everyone. And my dad, who passed away when I was 11, he wasn't there to help her. So it was my mom who was taking care of me, my brother, my grandparents who also lived with us, and it was really, really difficult. I think, looking back now, I am so proud of myself for how much I've been able to heal through in terms of my money mindset, because it was hard. Okay, and it can get easier. I feel like I'm in a much better place. I feel so much more optimistic about my finances. I feel really, really in a good place. Yet there are specific things I've done to really improve this for myself and how this affects my business, how this affects how I approach my business, how I call in more aligned dream clients. The number one thing is rewriting that belief for myself of I don't need to work hard to receive money. It's allowed to be easy to receive money. Actually, rest is productive and that will actually help me receive more money. These were beliefs I had to really rewrite for myself. And things have dramatically improved for me. I feel like I've called in such amazing dream clients into my life, and I keep continuing to do so. I keep getting new clients, I keep getting new sales, I keep really attracting a lot that I've wanted for years. And I think the importance of this is the deep mindset work that I've done to really assess where did these beliefs come from? How can I rewrite them for myself? I will share how to do this for yourself. So, yeah, I first want to mention that for myself, I've noticed that one of my blocks was I wasn't charging enough for my work. I felt unworthy to ask for more. So you have to kind of be okay with turning some people away. That is something I want to iterate. You have to be okay that some people might not be able to afford all of your work, all of your services. I still have very accessible services. Like my VIP membership is only $888. So it's very accessible. Yet I want to state this because I kept thinking, oh my goodness, I need to change my prices to fit everyone else's needs. Yet you really have to put yourself first and understand what do you need so that you can live the life you want to live. How much do you want to be making in order to help more people, right? Because what I've noticed as I slowly have increased my prices over the years is people tend to really take more action when they pay more for a service. And people tend to really reflect deeper in terms of what they're receiving. Now, again, this has taken me some time. I do want to preface that this has taken me some time because if you go from 0 to 100 real quick, this can shock your nervous system. This can make you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This could repel new clients from coming in. This can actually really be intense because I've tried this before where I didn't feel comfortable charging a certain price. And in the end, I attracted a client that was not aligned. So it's really important to make sure you feel good about your prices, that you feel happy about your prices. Because if you charge too low, you might end up feeling like, okay, this doesn't make me as happy as I thought it would. Or you might start to get resentful to that particular client, or you might start getting resentful for that particular project. So this is something to really keep in mind. Now, for myself, another belief that I really had to heal that was told to me when I was younger was I don't have enough. I never have enough. So I had to rewrite this belief to know that I always have enough. And I've seen this for my clients too. It's me reminding them that are you safe right now? Do you feel safe right now? How can you focus on the clients you currently have? How can you refocus to what is currently working for you, to the clients that you currently have, and tell yourself, wow, I actually do have clients. I actually am so grateful and happy to help these people. I actually get to do what I love. And this can be really difficult to do in the beginning if you're just starting out. So it's really focusing on the community you have, the people who are supporting your work. May this even be Instagram comments or one new follower. It could be something small to focus on, but whatever you can focus on of, okay, these are the wins I'm currently making for myself, you're going to attract more wins into your life. You're going to attract more abundance into your life. And in the beginning, this can be tricky, but this is a muscle you need to build. This is a muscle to help you stay present and focused and really in this open state to the amazing, amazing things you already have. Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind in this because ultimately we don't actually want more money. Okay, so yes, you could think you want more money, and yes, more money would be great, but you actually want what money can buy you. And sometimes it's not even about those objects or those things, it's about that feeling from those objects and things. So it's focusing on that feeling of gratitude for, wow, more money can buy me more dinners out at restaurants. More money can buy me that trip to travel. But you're actually just feeling this expansiveness. You're actually feeling, okay, I can find this sense of peace right now. You can actually feel all those things right now. And I think sometimes we tend to avoid this. We keep pushing and pushing and pushing, wanting more and more and more. However, in the end, it will flow. In the end, if you believe that you're meant to be a billionaire or a millionaire, you will become it. Yet you have to have that belief. You have to work towards it. And it's reminding yourself that money in the hands of you is great, because it's reminding yourself that if you have that money, you can donate to causes you care about. If you have that money, you can really use it to help the world. So that is another belief that I had to rewire. It's reminding myself that no, if I had that money, I can help more people. I can actually donate more money to other people in need. I can actually help my family more. I can actually use that money and help small businesses that really need that money. So it's reminding yourself that you're worthy of receiving that money. You are worthy of this. And it all starts with that feeling within yourself. It's allowing yourself and really intentionally putting yourself in the present moment and feeling that sense of gratitude, feeling that sense of, okay, actually, I'm actually in a really, really good place. I know and trust that I'm always going to receive more money because I always have in the past. What's really, really important to look at is your second house in your birth chart and your second house ruler. So understanding where your second house ruler is in your birth chart and the aspects to it can really, really help you in developing your money mindset. Any planets in your second house can give you a lot to really reflect on in terms of your money story and what you could be healing from and what you can really focus on to improve your finances. For myself, I have Pluto in my second house, and Pluto in Scorpio in my second house has been a roller coaster for me. Pluto in the second house can cause us to go into feast and famine when it comes to finances. You can spend a lot or you can earn a lot, and there can be some major up and downs. Pluto in the second house can really look like being in survival mode and really trying to change this in your life so that you can actually get into a state of thriving later on in life. But it's really learning how to get yourself out of survival mode and getting into an abundance mindset. This is something I really help my Boldest You mentees with. I have recently relaunched the program for 2025. If you want help with this for your spiritual wellness business in 2025, now is the time to apply, because I'm only taking on a few select people for this mentorship. This is a mentorship where it is a holistic mentorship. I'm helping you through your mindset work, your energetic work, your business strategy, your brand strategy, your social media strategy to really help your business thrive, especially using astrology for all of these components. I've gotten such great feedback from this program. I love seeing my Boldest You mentees thrive after they've taken this program. Honestly, it's been so, so fulfilling for me. I'll leave a link to that down below if you're interested, if you want help with this, so that you can really thrive in your business without the burnout in 2025. Now, going back into what are the tools that you can use to really shift from a scarcity mentality into an abundance mindset. I will say that some of the things that have helped me the most have been overnight affirmations, which I mentioned before. I'm going to leave a link to that down below if you are curious, but me listening to overnight affirmations at a very low volume. I do want to preface that because some people are like, how can I listen to this overnight? I was one of those people in the beginning. I was a skeptic, yet even listening to overnight affirmations at a very, very low volume as you sleep, these are such encouraging things that you are telling yourself as you sleep. And this can give so much more confidence to where you're at. The ones that I've made specifically for myself have been money or love. If you want those, I'll share those down below. That has really, really shifted things in the most amazing way for me. The other thing that I've really done to help my money mindset is EFT tapping. I've shared a video of this in the Moon Sign Creative community, yet you can search for EFT videos on YouTube. EFT tapping has really helped me rewire my subconscious mind because it's using acupuncture points on your body and you're simply tapping. And the thing is, a lot of our stress, a lot of our trauma is within our body. It's stuck within our body. So you need a way to release it physically. If you don't do this, this can get a lot trickier for you. If you do not release it in any way, it's still within your body, and that is affecting you and your subconscious. So EFT tapping has been super beneficial for me. And I will say the third thing that was kind of unexpected for me was me moving my body more, me working out more, me taking 8K walks. It has really, really shifted my energy. It's really helped me release a lot of stress. And I never really believed in that before, but me just actively working towards the goal of 8K steps a day, it moves the energy within your body. Just walking has reduced my stress levels, has lowered my cortisol levels, and it's helped me greatly, right? And everything is connected. Your physical health is connected to your mindset and vice versa. Your energetics are connected to your physical health and your mental health. Everything is connected. So please remember that. The last thing I want to mention when it comes to what has helped me in my abundance mindset is I am not afraid of investing in something that I know is going to help me. When I see a mentor or course or a workshop that I know is going to improve my business or my life or my mindset, I invest in it. This is something that I really value because I have Venus in Virgo retrograde. Yet for myself, I know that education is something that I personally really value for myself, and I know I'm going to see the rewards of that. And it has helped me immensely. So checking your Venus sign and making sure you're purchasing things based on what you value is going to be so beneficial for this, right? Because if you value education, but you're spending most of your money on, let's say, drinking, right? But you don't actually value that, then you yourself are in a space of, okay, something is off. And then you're not going to trust yourself as much as you thought you would, right? Because if you spend your money based on what you value, you're adding self-trust within yourself. And self-trust is needed when running a business. It's needed for any part of our life. May that be for a romantic relationship, may that be for work and getting to the next stage in your job. May this be in any form. You need self-trust. You need to trust yourself. Because if you don't, you're not going to feel worthy of receiving these good things. So I really hope this gave some breakthroughs into things you can do to improve your money mindset, how to step into a more abundance mindset. And if you want help with this for your wellness business in 2025, I'll leave a link to the Boldest You mentorship application form down below. I am so excited for it, honestly. My Boldest You mentees this year have really inspired me, and it's shown me that I can help so many people through this. I really want to help people who are here to change the world in their own unique, beautiful way. If that sounds like you can go check it out and apply. Now let's get into your tarot reading for this week. So the first card out is the Hanged Man. There's something this week where you need to just observe. There's something where you need to pace yourself and not hustle. This is a card of taking a step back and looking at things in a different perspective. So I feel like you're going to get some good clarity this week on something you might have to change. Yet this is a card of slowing down. Please remember this. I think we're already going to feel a little bit of this. This might be a little bit tricky with Mars entering Leo this week. Yet before you take action, make sure it's not reactive. Make sure you are really assessing things before you take that action. The next card out is the King of Swords. So you might have to set a boundary with someone this week. This is a really powerful card of honesty, of truth. You might have a very serious conversation with someone. However, I also see this card as you standing in your power and choosing how you want to plan ahead, choosing how you want to improve your mindset, choosing what would actually really benefit me right now. Maybe this is, what are the stories and narratives you're telling yourself? How do you want to change that? How do you want to rewrite that for yourself? I do see this as a conversation with someone where you might need some clarity around a situation. So this is a card of honesty. Make sure you're being honest with yourself and your needs. I'm really hearing that message from my guides, is really expressing your needs and communicating them. Sometimes we're afraid to do this with others and loved ones because we're afraid that people might think we're needy, or people might think that we're being annoying. I have this fear for myself, yet it's reminding yourself that the people who love you want to show up for you. The people who are your people want to be there for you, want to help you, want to support you. I'm really hearing that message. Wow. Yeah, that's a powerful message. The next card out is the Nine of Swords reverse. So if you've been having trouble sleeping, if you feel like it's been a bit exhausting and draining for you, I do feel like things are going to improve this week, which is great. I really feel like there's going to be this shift in energy. This is a week to really let go of any lingering anxiety that is holding you back. I highly recommend journaling. I highly recommend meditation. That's going to help a lot in terms of this. Yet I also see this card as us really detaching from what others think of us, really detaching from the fear of judgment and the fear of failure. I'm really getting that message as well. I asked what our block is this week, and we got the Three of Swords. Oof. Okay. This is a bit painful. So we could have a little bit of this lingering pain from the past. I see this as maybe we are hurt by some relationship, and it's a sore spot for us. It is a sore spot for us. So we're trying to heal through this week. You could be triggered this week and it can bring up some old feelings from the past, which makes sense with not only being in the shadow period of Mars retrograde, but also the Mercury retrograde shadow period. I do feel like this is a week to really process what you're emotionally feeling and making space for this. Our advice card is the Knight of Swords reverse. So this is a week of letting go of being in this rush, rush, rush mentality. Make space to take a break, take time to rest, recharge, make sure you're scheduling in those rest days for yourself. That is going to be really, really important for you right now. I also see this card as sometimes you don't need a conversation. I'm hearing this message of maybe you do not need to reach out to this person. Maybe you need to just first journal it out. Maybe you first need to write a letter to that person and do not send it. Maybe you just need to really emotionally dump everything you're thinking of onto paper and really just reading it over and not acting on it right now. Yes, that is what I'm really seeing with the Knight of Swords reverse. Your oracle cards are Let It Flow, Let It Grow. I love this. This is a great card. This is making sure you are open to receiving. Sometimes we don't know how to do this, yet this is really allowing yourself to rest, allowing yourself to the possibilities of it can get so much better. Sometimes we don't even imagine how good it can be. I want you to dream bigger this week. I want you to dream really, really big. What is the best possible outcome for your situation? What does that look like? And how can you make it even better? How can it be even better? I love that. I love that message for us. We also got clarity of mind. So we're going to gain a lot more clarity this week. The full moon in Taurus is next week, yet I think things are going to really come to the surface this week before we gain even more clarity next week. The last oracle card is It Is Within Reach. So just know that your dreams, your goals, your ambitions are so close. Yet the funny thing is, I do want to mention this, is the second we set a goal and we reach it, we just go on to the new goal. So make sure you're celebrating the goals that you are achieving. Stay present. Trust the process. I love you so much. Just remember, it's so easy to love you. And if you want a private session with me, I just have a few spots left in December for private birth chart readings and 2025 readings. They are now open. These will be the last readings of this year. So be sure to save your spot. I only have 4 spots left for December. And I really hope this helped, friend. Just remember, the universe has your back. And with peace and love, take care.